Hello, and welcome to my channel, Blissfully Single Being. I don't know how you got here, but trust and believe I appreciate every eyeball that is eyeballing these videos. Because y'all know a sister really needs y'all to take me there. I'll take you there. I'm at 170,000 and viewable minutes or watched minutes, and I'm at 437 subscribers. A girl's just trying to make it to 240,000 and 1,000 subscribers to see if this YouTube thing can get a chick some supplemental side coin. But no, I'm so happy that you stopped in. I'm reviewing Real Housewives of Atlanta. There really wasn't much going on. I feel like this was a filler episode to get to the main event, and it was kind of annoying, but I'll get into that a little bit later. So the scene opens with, the beauties of Atlanta, the Real Housewives out and about taking care of business. And I gotta say, oh my gosh, every time I see Atlanta on TV, I get jealous of all you out there living in Atlanta. And I just wish I had, all right, if I had $100,000 falling in my lap right now today, it doesn't have to be a million. I'm not greedy. $100,000. I would sell my house. Boys, we leaving. We're going. And I'll be out here to Atlanta. Atlanta is definitely my next stop on this thing called life. Because again, I'm a New Yorker and it's very expensive out here, and I'm over it. I can get so much more when I leave. All right. I think I say this with all of my ready to love videos. How much I love Atlanta. All right, guys. I promise I'll stop. We're on Real Housewives of Atlanta. So anyway, first scene is Porsha and her sister Lauren meet up at this fabulous makeup store. Like, you Atlanta people, what kind of a makeup store that you go to where they offer you champagnes for free? I was like, are we fancy? But on the real though, I have to say, with Porsha and Lauren, I love their dynamic. And I love their dynamic because from my experience, I've been estranged with my sister for several years now. I think it's going on 5 years where we don't speak, and it's a loss for me. So when I see Porsha and Lauren on filming together, I just love it. I love their dynamic, and it makes me miss having a sister, like, honestly and truthfully. So they're at the fabulous makeup place, and they're trying on makeup, and Porsha is telling her sister about Toronto and how Tanya invited all the girls to Carnival. Now, let me slow down for 1 second because this was confusing me in the episode. They kept calling it Carnival, Carnival, Carnival. Isn't it Caravana? Aren't they going to Caravana? And I'm only asking because I went to college at the University of Buffalo is where I went to school. So Canada was right there. And my West Indian friends, they would, make the trip to go to Caravana. But I was confused because she kept calling it Carnival. Is Carnival the same thing as Caravana? Because in my mind, there were. 10 is confusing me. Anyway, I'm jumping ahead of myself. Porsha is talking about how the girls are going to make this trip, to Toronto, and she really needs the TLC because she got that baby and she needs to let her hair down. Girl, I know that's right, because I wish I had it like that when my boys were babies, where I can, jump up and go, to Carnival or Caravana, honey. But yeah, that's a good flex if you can swing it. But Porsha then talks to Lauren about Dennis and how, they had this one good therapy session, and he wants to give Porsha the ring back, give her engagement ring back, because I guess, didn't Porsha give that drawing back to him after he asked? All right. Could not be me. Could not be me. So anyway, Lauren was like, so he cheated on you and he wants to give you your ring back. Yes, Lauren, it sounds as stupid as it came out of your mouth. That's about the dumbest shit I've ever heard. All right, so Dennis cheats on you while you were with child, and you had a couple of therapy sessions. One was a winner, and now he's ready to give you the ring back and move forward with everything. This is not how any of this works, Porsha. Porsha. I do like Porsha. I think she's bubbly. I think she's fun. She's a big eater, and I love that. But Porsha, you have to understand something. What Dennis did to you the infidelity that you experienced, and you experienced this infidelity at a particularly vulnerable time in your life when you were pregnant, okay? What happens when infidelity is introduced into a relationship? Something is broken, Portia. And that something that broke is trust. You do know what trust is, right? Yeah? Trust is the cornerstone of a relationship, of a marriage. You need trust. That trust is the bond and the foundation that keeps the relationship together. Now, Dennis goes out, starts humping on. I'm trying to keep this clean because somebody did call me out for cursing too much on my videos. So I'm going to do the best that I can. So Dennis leaves. He goes humping whomever. A therapy session and you getting your ring back does not restore the trust part, Portia. Okay? What restores the trust is time. It takes time to figure out if you're always going to have to worry about the next chick and what Dennis is doing with the next chick. Okay? When Dennis's phone goes off at, say, 1 o'clock in the morning, if your mind goes back to who the hell is calling him? Is it some trick? Then the trust is not there yet. Trust is very easy to break, but to build it up, it is an incredible bitch. I'm sorry. It is. So for you to say that things are all good because you had one therapy session without you taking the time to prove that you can trust Dennis, Portia, I'm sorry, but I feel like you might be right back where you started with him somewhere down the line. And Lauren, who's a little bit more introspective, says to Portia, you guys did it really quickly the first time. Slow down this time around. Okay? Listen to your sister. I think she knows what she's talking about. So anyway, Portia goes into Eva and how she was surprised at some of the things that Eva had to say to her. Apparently, the conversation about Kenya's little baby party came up, and the fact that Portia was defending Kenya, like, why wouldn't you bring your kids to the party or whatever? That conversation came up, and then Eva, excuse me. I'm sorry, 3D drinks. I'm on a 90-day alcohol fast, so I'm supplementing the alcohol with my energy drinks, and I got the shakes, so I need my energy drinks. I got the shakes. I got the shakes real bad. But anyway, they're having this conversation, and then Eva proceeds to go in on Portia, and Eva's like, girl, don't do it. Don't come up in my business. Don't mind my business. How about I forward you a couple of blogs, for you to have some business to talk about, girl? That C-section ain't even healed, and you're trying to be messy. So this is everything that Eva was saying. Candy, who was there at the time, went back and told Portia what Eva has said. So Eva was talking about this to Lauren, and Portia was talking about this to Laura, and Portia was like, you know what, I'm going to have a conversation with Eva to clear this up. And I do agree. Portia did say she's not going to come on aggressive or anything, because yes, Eva's with child, but I do not blame her one bit for trying to clear the air with Eva, because Eva has that kind of pattern, and quite frankly, it is annoying. So we pan over to Cynthia packing for the trip to Toronto. Tanya, or Tanya? I'm going to go with Tanya. Tanya, same time, sir. We're going to Carnival. And I have to say about Tanya has this last season, I'm like, why is she there? But I'm usually like that with new cast members. Like, why is she there? For me, as the viewer, you kind of have to prove yourself to me. Tanya has proven herself to me. And the fact is, she has this amazing energy. She's like a light. She's like a fairy, spreading positivity and goodness. I love her energy. She's always energetic. She doesn't come with the shade. I don't know how her and Nene connected to be friends in the first place. I don't. Oh shoot, I moved this microphone. I hope it didn't crinkle. But just in case, I'm going to repeat what it said. I don't know how Tanya and Nene became friends in the first place, because to me, Nene comes off as very negative, and Tanya is like the direct opposite. But they do say a negative and a positive do attract. So boom. So anyway, Cynthia same timing Tanya talking about Carnival. Then they flash over to Portia. She's packing. Dennis calls and whatever they talk. I'm just gonna say this right now. I don't like this relationship. I don't trust Dennis's shifty eyed ass. Shifty eyed bald headed ass. Like there's nothing wrong with a bald headed man, but yeah, because I love me a bald headed man. But yeah, shifty eyed bald headed man. I do not trust him with the P's and Q's. On no. I don't trust them. I don't see it for Portia and Dennis. And I'm pro fight for your family. But when you're dealing with a man that I feel like may not be capable of being the loyal husband that you want him to be, I don't know. I have my reservations. And yeah, I am not here for Portia and Dennis because I feel like Portia could do a lot better. Look at her. You see that booty? That booty's rotund. So the girls meet up at the airport. Cynthia gets there. We pan over to Cynthia first. Cynthia's goals. I'm just going to say Cynthia's goals all day, every day, and twice on Monday. I love the way Cynthia looks. I love the way she dresses. I love the businesswoman in her. And I like the fact that she has found love at 50. Because at 41, I'm 41. I have two boys. The dating scene is not what it is. And as blissfully single and happy as I am, there will get to a point where I will want companionship. I will want love. Maybe I want marriage, but I feel like I'm not sure if that's in the cards for me. So looking at someone like Cynthia is very uplifting. Like, Cynthia, girl, you better do it to the gods, honey. Love you, girl. Even though you blocked me. Yeah, Cynthia sure did block me on Twitter. And I didn't even say anything bad. The only thing bad I said and I didn't even add her or anything. I was having a conversation and I mentioned that Kenya tends to walk all over Cynthia and Cynthia allows it. And she blocked me. Oh, now a girl can't have a conversation? Okay, but I still love you. But anyway, she shows up there, and then Tanya's there. Tanya's all excited. Oh, let me see the ring. Let me see the ring. She's showing off the ring and everything. And then Eva joins, and then the ladies are conversing, and they were talking about Marlo and a broke foot or something like that. And Eva was like, yeah, because when I spoke to Marlo, and the ladies like, you're speaking to Marlo? And Eva was like, yes, I don't know how it happened, but yeah, the ladies, looks like they mended ways. And I love to see that. I love to see ladies come together. But I will say, Marlo's a little bit flip-floppy. I'm not sure how much I trust it. Keep a good distance, but foster the relationship, if that makes any sense. So Kenya walks in. Oh, my God. Say what you want about Kenya. Kenya's a woman that knows how to take care of herself. That model is here and will always be here. Mama looks snatched, honey. And that all-white jumper, oh my gosh, she looks so cute. Marlo was there as well. I'm sorry, Marlo got there before Kenya. Kenya gets there, and Kenya was like, oh, hey, Marlo. Marlo was like, Marlo was like, I know this bitch is not talking to me. Sometimes you gotta call a bitch a bitch. And Kenya, you are that bitch. You got to admit it. And Kenya, in her confession, was like, Marlo is just jealous that everybody was interested in my hair care growth products and not her raggedy wigs. Kenya, like, please stop. Really? She's jealous of that? Oh, that's why she's jealous. She's not upset at the fact that you walked in with the whole marching band and a sign trying to sabotage that lady's wig launch? Kenya, I'm not one of the people that hate Kenya. I'm actually one of the people that really like Kenya. I follow her on Instagram. I think she's really smart. I think she's an incredible beauty. But at the same time, like, I feel a lot of the shit she doesn't own. Like, own it. You did something shady. And when you tried to say hi, Marla, it was like, it had nothing to do with jealousy. Kenya, own it, okay? Well, honey. If I say that shit wasn't funny with her coming in with the money, edges matter, child. Kenya said edges under wigs matter too. Yes, Kenya, you are absolutely right. That's why I need to hit you up for some of that balm so I could try it out. Oh, child. Oh, that was funny. Marlo, as pissed as you were, that nuisance of a person named Kenya really lifted up the scene because there was nothing else going on in that, wig party with the no wig fashions. You know what I mean? Anyway, so Yvonne walks in to join the ladies, and Eva was like, girl, what are you doing here? My thoughts exactly. That looked so awkward to me. Yvonne, what are you doing there? I'm like, Harpo, who this woman, Harpo? I'm like, is she friends with Marlo? I don't think she's friends with Marlo. Isn't she Nini's friends? Production. If you wanted to make Yvonne's entrance into this whole Toronto trip a little bit more plausible, a little bit more believable, you should have had Yvonne come in with Nini a couple of days later. Because Yvonne, that's Nini's friend. That's Nini's lapdog. Are we not correct? So I was like, yeah, this looks very awkward. Let me just say about Yvonne, I don't like her. I don't like her. I find her pressed. I don't find her remarkable. I find her trying to be messy to get that peach, or at the very least, the a support or a friend of old lady with the peach. I just don't think she's bringing it. Even with Snakegate, I'm not interested, Yvonne, and I'm not interested in you. But again, I'm on the other side looking at you guys trying to make a coin reviewing. So I guess you're winning. I guess. The ladies fly to Toronto. I love the flight scenes. You get to see ladies sing together, being fabulous. Eva sits next to Kenya, and Kenya mentions that she is trying with Eva. She's going to give Eva a benefit of the doubt. And then one of the messy producers asks, "Are you going to give back the doll?" And Kenya was like, "Not so fast." So the ladies get to Toronto, and then when they get to Toronto, Marlo loses her passport. Now, how many bags are you handling, Marlo? Because I travel to Canada often for work, and yeah, you go in, and there are these white kiosks where you slip your passport in, you take a picture, and then you take your passport, and you keep it moving. So why don't you stick the passport in your purse in your? I'm just not understanding how a grown ass woman loses a passport in another country. I can't do it. And customs ain't no joke. So obviously she got back, but I would have been shitting a huge brick had I lost my passport while on a work trip. How am I gonna get back to Simon and Timmy? You crazy? So anyway, the girls all get into a sprinter, and on the way to the airport, Tanya's giving a brief lesson about Toronto. And I'm like, is Tanya West Indian? What exactly are you? Because you keep saying Carnival. You just don't seem, I'm sorry. I'm a Haitian woman, so I can say you don't look West Indian, you don't sound West Indian, you don't have any of the West Indian, you don't have a Jamaican swagger, Haitian, Trinidadian, Guyanese, you don't have any of those swaggers. So I'm trying to figure out, what are you? Not that it terribly matters, but it gives me a better background. And then she mentions her father was from Ghana or something, and her mother's English. I'm like, oh, makes sense. So somebody mentions rooms on the bus. Who's getting which rooms? Thankfully, they go to commercial. When the commercial pans back, the ladies get to the hotel, and the question comes up again: what's going on with rooms? And this is so asinine, and it's like. I think that's one of the things I least like about the trips, the room assignments. Like, and I understand it's based on logistics. Like, if you're renting a house, someone has to get the shit room, but it's really exhausting seeing these girls go back and forth. But Tanya, the beacon of life that she is, says, listen, when you're coming to a trip hosted by moi, everybody has luxe accommodation, so everybody has the same room. Except my penthouse. Because, she has to have the penthouse. Yes, and I feel like it's like that. Try to make it as equitable as you can. Of course, the host is going to get the best room, but don't stick someone in bunkers, Marlo. That's just tacky. Sorry, guys. It's a little bit cold in my house. And yes, I use oil for heat. So I don't keep the heat on all day. I put on the heat when the sun comes down. The sun hasn't come down yet, so I got a little bit of the nose runnies. All right? I'm just keeping it all the way real, all the way transparent up in here. So anyway, the ladies all have the same room, and then we pan over. I guess the ladies have unpacked. They're unwinding. They're grabbing some red wine. So Candy, Cynthia, and Kenya end up in some person's room or whatever. The three amigos. I like these three together. So they go to someone's room, and Cynthia pulls out her phone and says, look at this. She reads on the blogs, and that gift that Nina gave her last episode? I think it was last episode. The nice gift that Nene gave her, the note that Nene sent with the gift, verbatim on the blogs. Really? That's what we're doing? So Kenya was like, Really? And Cynthia was like, you think she sold it to the blogs? Because Cynthia was like, I didn't send it to the. Of course, Nene sold it to the blogs. I agree with Kenya and Candy on this one. That looked mad fake. It looked mad suspect. Okay, that note, word for word. How do blogs get it? How do blogs get it? I happen to agree when they say that Nene probably sent that nonsense right to the blogs to make herself look good for looking like she looked like an ass last season. She looked like an ass, and this is coming from someone who had I've loved Nene since the very first episode where she went to Cherie's party and Cherie had Kim on the guest list, but Cherie did not have Nene on the guest list. I've loved Nene from point A, but I have to say she's put a sour taste in my mouth as the years have gone on and as she's gotten bigger as a personality. I see a side of her where it's like, no, thank you. Ain't nobody trying to kiss your ass to be your friend, Nene. No. So, oh gosh, Kenya brings up the date night with her, Candy, and Cynthia, and cringy. You know, word to my baby Timmy, mommy, that was cringy. It was cringy. It was very uncomfortable. And just from the outside looking in into that scene, it just doesn't seem like Mark cares for Kenya that much. It doesn't. And Cynthia says, all right, here's what I see with you and Mark. There's a communication issue. Mark demanded respect when he was talking, but when you were talking, he kept cutting you off, and there was an exception. Candy agreed. The whole Nene situation was brought up because when they went on that date, Mark was defending Nene. Oh my gosh. Future boyfriend, future husband, let me tell you something. I'm gonna stick my purple ombre finger in your face right now. I wish you would defend a woman that I am not cool with. I wish you would embarrass me like that in a table full of people and defend them. Mark was sitting there steady defending Nene. Nene hasn't done anything. Nene hasn't done anything to me. Oh, she's been great to me. A, B, and C. That right there, the fact that he would defend Nene in a table full of couples, is an act of aggression. Mark is an asshole. Mark is an asshole from A to Z. Okay? And then from 1 to a billion. All right? That's the kind of asshole that Mark is. And I will say this. Kenya is an extraordinarily beautiful woman. But it's obvious that Kenya has holes in her heart. And instead of dealing with these holes with either therapy, prayer, finding a way to fill these holes and become a whole person, WHOLE person, she's looking to fill it with these cartoons and characters and freaking yahoos. Mark is one of those said yahoos. And I feel like when Mark met Kenya was prey to Mark because Kenya needed something. I don't know what Mark needed, but it certainly wasn't love. Because you cannot convince me he ever loved her. They never lived in the same house together. Okay? They had this baby. He still didn't move in. Now we're looking at this dynamic and he's coming at her like, Nene's a good person. These light-skinned, curly-haired, El DeBarge looking niggas, like, they be... And yes, I can say that. My children's father is a curly-haired, light-skinned, El DeBarge looking ninja, and he is rude as hell. He'd do some shit like that to me. He'd embarrass me. Are you kidding me? Child. So anyway, Kenya starts crying. Kenya says, you know, they're just in such a dark place right now. And my heart goes out to her like, Kenya, I wish you saw how beautiful you are, how smart you were. I wish you didn't let your past affect your future. I wish you'd accept yourself first before you seek acceptance from a husband, from a baby, from a particular lifestyle. Because if you accepted yourself, you wouldn't be with a person like Mark. Granted, Brooklyn is here. Oh my God. Is that baby not the most... She looks like a she looks like a doll. She looks like a doll. Brooklyn is here, so thank God for that. But the way that he treats you is just out of line. Cynthia says Kenya's fairy tale ending may not be all that happy. Cynthia, I most certainly concur. So, they do this dance class, which was really cute. Kenya is a little bit upset, so she doesn't make it to the dance class, which is definitely understandable. That last scene was a little bit intense. So they're going in there, and then the dance instructor is giving the ladies the definition of wine. Wine up your bottom. Wine up your bottom. Wine up your bottom. Hey, 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 hey. Sadly, most of these women don't know how to whine, and it is painful to watch. Kandi was especially painful. I was like, Kandi, aren't you a performer? Escape didn't dance? Didn't Escape dance? Was it all slow songs? Oh, I'm not sure if Escape danced. So yeah, Kandi, I love you. And I love the businesswoman that you are. I love the singer that you are. But girl, a dancer, you are not. Portia was all about the chirp with that big, juicy, corn-fed, big old booty there. She's twerking. The instructor's like, no, we're not twerking. We're not twerking. We're whining. We're whining. We're not twerking. We're whining. So that was a really cute scene. And, oh my gosh, nothing was cuter than Eva sitting on the ball like, I'm not trying to do too much and get this baby to shoot out of me. Very cute scene. So most of the ladies disperse, and then Eva's catching with Cynthia. Eva asked Cynthia a very interesting question. She asked Cynthia about Snakegate. And I'm like, that's a random question for you to ask Eva. Eva Marcille. Are you the snake? Like, why would you even care? Like, if I was in this group of ladies, like, asking about the snake would be the last thing I would do, because this that has nothing to do with me. I didn't do any recording. It was just weird to me that Eva would ask that question. But Cynthia was like, we're not even gonna talk about Snakegate. But Cynthia did bring up Kenya and the fact that Hill, right? What's his name? Hill. Her fiance Hill was a little bit miffed because Kenya, last episode, Kenya says, I think he's gonna propose. I want to smack Kenya in that moment. Kenya, don't do that. I know if I was Mark Hill. I know if I was Mark Hill, I would be extremely miffed and pissed. Let me tell you something. There's one thing that I like more than receiving a surprise. It's surprising someone. For you to come in and try and mess up my surprise, oh, I would have had, Mark, you's a better man than I am, honey. So, next scene, Nene shows up in Toronto. Oh, for joy. And she's talking to Tanya, and Nene says, oh, well, I got a spiritual advisor now. Let me tell you, is it me, or do the most vile personalities on reality TV have a spiritual advisor? Doesn't Heavenly, that thick neck, dentist with the chiclet teeth, doesn't she have a spiritual advisor as well? The ones that are the meanest have spiritual guidance. And I'm like, it's really not that hard. Just be nice to people and pray and read your Bible. That's it. You really need to pray someone. You really need to pay someone to teach you how to treat another person. Man, go on with all that nonsense. But Nene shows up. She, I got a spiritual advisor, and because I need to get right with these ladies. I think you do need to get right with these ladies, because if nobody wants to film with you, Miss Nene Leakes, that's a check that dried up. So yeah, you better find an ally to up in that house. So rooftop scene. The ladies get together. Everybody starts ordering drinks. Marlo talking about, can I get a Don Julio with a splash of pineapple? Yes. Can I drink some too? The food comes, the ladies are conversing. And then someone mentions Kenya. Oh, Marlo was like, where's Kenya? And I think Kandi mentions that, she kind of needs to get herself together. And Marla was like, do you need me to check up on Kenya? And everyone was like, girl, go, if you don't go sit down somewhere. And Portia was like, check on her for what? You don't like her? I don't think you really care. Yes, Portia. I'm trying not to mess up the microphone. Yeah, she doesn't really care. Marla's just being her old messy ass self. But, they're talking, and Tanya comes in. Oh, I love the way Tanya dresses. Yeah, Nene, you have a reason to be threatened with Tanya. Tanya knows the fashions, honey, because I like she had an all-white Gucci, very clean cut look, very nice. So she comes in and she lets the girls know, well, Nene, she's gonna make it. She caught a later flight. And the girls were like, Cynthia was like, yay. Eva was like, Portia was like, oh, girl, bye. I love Lisa Portia. Isn't she a little animated thing? So, the girls are like, okay, I mean, I guess. So Kenya is the last lady to join the group. I will never stop saying how fly I think Kenya is, how great she takes care of herself. Like, Kenya's that bitch. I'm sorry. I know I'm trying to work on the cursing, but yeah, Kenya is that chick. Like, she's just a very well put together woman. I'll never get tired of looking at Kenya. She's a beautiful woman. So she comes in and everyone's like, oh, hey, you're able to make it. Portia mentions we're kind of worried about you because we didn't see you in class. And Kenya was like, it's a little bit of tense. I had to kind of calm myself down. So the ladies start talking and the ladies open up the conversation. Well, Portia opens up the conversation and Portia is like, I'm a bit disappointed, Eva, because out of all these ladies, you said you would have my back. We don't talk personalized or whatever. And Portia, recounts the story about how they were together. Portia says Marlo said something slick about Eva, and then Portia tried to check Marlo, and then Candy was like, girl, you can do all the checking that you want. I wish Eva had the same energy because Eva said ABC about you. And here comes Eva. I absolutely did not say that. Oh, girl, you didn't? Eva? Girl, I'm tired, Eva. I am tired. Eva, I've been watching you since the America's Next Top Model days. And you have the same MO. Eva would say the slickest shit about these girls, and when she was confronted about it, oh, I absolutely did not say that. Same MO. Came on Real Housewives of Atlanta running the same shit. Eva, let me tell you something. It's either two things. Number one, you don't spit the shade. That's your first option. Or number two, you can spit the shade and you own it. I was upset. I said it. And what? It's that simple. Nobody's flying over tables. Nobody's throwing drinks on you. This is not Love and Hip Hop. You can own it. And the fact that she doesn't own it is like so corny to me. So, the messy ass producers were rerunning it. Frickin'. What was the scene where she was talking about? The C-section. C-section. Yes, you're looking so stupid. How do you have an egg on your face? Because you're saying you don't say it, but it's documented, sis. Anyone can prove it. So, Cynthia tries to jump in and try to defend Eva, which Portia's like, girl, what you got to say now? Oh, now you remember something now? But anyway, at the end, Eva did the right thing. And she says, if anything was said that hurt your feelings, I apologize. Not good enough talking about if anything was said. You said exactly what they said you said. Beretta did it. Trust and believe that. So now we go to Cynthia and bringing up the conversation, bringing up the fact that Kenya essentially could have ruined the engagement. And Cynthia said to the ladies, well, Kenya, we had my wine opening and you approached me and you said that you think Mark Hill is going to propose. And then after Cynthia said that, you can hear the ladies audibly, the ladies gasped because that was absolutely horrible. And, Kenya was like, you're acting like I ruined the engagement. No, we're not saying that you ruined the engagement, but by you open your big old trap to Cynthia, you could have ruined Mark's engagement. What can you understand, Kenya? And then Kenya goes into these waterworks like, I ride for this bitch. For you to say, I cannot, I can't stand when people do that. I can't stand when a friend or a boyfriend or someone in your relationship, they use words like, oh, I'd ride for you, I'd never lie, I'd never disrespect you. But in their actions, they show you they may not be a true friend. Because Kenya, yeah, you say you ride for Cynthia, and that's all well and good, but a part of riding for Cynthia is in your actions. So had you shown up there when Candy just kept a pretty smile on your face, and waiting for shit to go down, that's one thing. But the fact that she would say something to Cynthia about the engagement, it doesn't show me that you would ride for this bitch. It does not. Allow your words to sync up with your actions. That's all I'm saying. Watch what the F you say, baby girl. Just watch what you say. Word to Whitney. Rest in peace, girl. Did you guys hear that little boy that Bobby Christina was married to died? He OD'd. Oh my gosh. That's a video for another. That's a topic for another video. But Bobby Christina, Whitney, that little boy, they all three lived together at one point. All three were addicted to drugs. All three are now dead. Cautionary tale. All right, so swinging back or whatever, Kenya says she didn't mean or whatever. Drop down in the comment box. Do you think Kenya did it maliciously, or do you think she's an idiot? I think she's an idiot. I'm not sure if it was malicious. I think she's an idiot. So they're talking, and then Nene walks in, and here's everyone's face. Crickets, and the episode ends there. And I was kind of annoyed because when I watched this episode, I was ready to see the blow for blow action that Kenya and Nene were gonna have, but I did not see that. But I guess, everybody needs filler episodes. If you enjoyed this review, please like, comment, and subscribe. Ooh, so I'm so sorry. Oh, I'm so sorry. This is a really good drink, but it's very gassy. Please like, comment, and subscribe. I write resumes. I'll put my information in the description box. Guys, you need to have an updated resume. I cannot stress this enough. These companies are downsizing. Before you know it, you need a job. Hit me up for any of your resume writing needs. And also, hit up my blog, blissfullySingleBean.com. It's a lifestyle blog where I talk about my work travels, personal issues, do-it-yourself, cooking, recipes. I just put up a blog about dealing with holiday sadness that I think a lot of people will connect with and find interesting. So please check out everything that I have going on in the description box. Until the next review, you have a fabulous Saturday. Bye, guys.